These are the most embarrassing moments in PGA and LPGA history. But hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you want to help me build this channel so I can create more content, click that subscribe button and like this video. To kick things off, we'll have to talk about Tiger Woods' return to competitive golf with TGL. Now, look, anytime Tiger's on a course, every golf nerd on earth is glued to the screen. But what happened during his one-on-one match against Cameron Young was not what the fans were expecting. Tiger gets to the 13th hole, and he casually asks his caddy for the yardage. Simple enough, right? Well, not this time. His team tells him 199 yards, but somehow Tiger only hears 99. Then the man grabs a wedge. Yeah, a wedge on a 199-yard hole. He takes the swing, and the ball drops way short of the green, like it just gave up halfway through. Watching the GOAT chunk a 199-yard hole with the wrong club was painfully hilarious and embarrassing at the same time. If you listen closely enough, you could actually hear his guys in the background asking why Woods was picking up a wedge for a 199-yard hole.
How far? 99. What is he doing? He's got a wedge.
What are you doing?
199.
He said 99 yards. I said 99.
Can he have a hole again?
Oh, no, I heard you say 99.
I saw that. What? 194 yard wedge.
That looks like a wedge.
I know, but you said 99 yards. I didn't know it was 199.
Could it be that the great Tiger Woods has developed hearing problems? We hope not, but whatever the case, watching Tiger's swing fall so short of the hole, all because of the wrong club, is certainly one of the most embarrassing PGA moments in recent times. But if you thought that was awkward, wait till you see how Adam Hadwin's club toss turned into a full-on strip show. So, it's Valhalla, and Hadwin was dealing with a rough hole that made him question his entire career, and in peak frustration, he flings his club into the water. At this moment, Hadwin wasn't embarrassed at all, he was just pissed off, but all that was about to change in a jiffy, because, out of nowhere, a random fan strips all the way down and dives into the water, like he's auditioning for Baywatch. For real, this guy strips down to his boxer briefs, jumps in, and emerges like Poseidon himself. But what was his mission? To retrieve Hadwin's club, of course, and he did that successfully. I mean, this guy had water dripping off him like he just saved a baby dolphin. Hadwin, who was embarrassed at first, couldn't help but laugh it off, because what else can you do when your tantrum turns into a viral rescue mission?
Okay, got the club. Hey, thanks. You gonna sign a glove or something? Anything?
Now, if that doesn't top the awkward scale, just wait till you see Koepka's cold shoulder moment. So, it's 2023, and Brooks Koepka has just won the PGA Championship. He's on cloud 9, proudly holding the trophy, and then comes PGA CEO Seth Waugh walking towards him. Koepka reaches out for a handshake like any normal person would, but Waugh just breezes past him like he didn't exist. No handshake, nothing. Koepka was left hanging with his hand in mid-air. And yeah, he had a half smile that said, "Did that just happen?" Cringe stuff, right? But wait until you hear about Carlota Ciganda's slow play penalty meltdown. It's the 2023 Evian Championship, and Ciganda's group had already been warned for slow play. You'd think that would be enough to get them to hustle, but no. On their final hole, Ciganda goes over the time limit. The officials hit her with a 2-stroke penalty, but instead of taking it on the chin, Ciganda flat out refuses to accept the penalty. She just says no, like it's an Amazon delivery she didn't order. Later, the LPGA posted an official statement explaining why the penalty was handed out and why she was disqualified, but by that point, fans had already chosen sides. Some backed Ciganda for standing her ground, others said rules are rules and she should have just played faster. But if you thought that was messy, just wait until you hear about the tournament without a locker room. Now, let's go to the 2023 LPGA Tournament of Champions at Lake Nona. And let's be honest, you'd think a tournament with the word champions in the name would have their act together, right? Wrong. The players show up, ready to compete, but guess what? There was no freaking lockers, not a single one. Apparently, a storm had blown through and damaged the permanent locker room. So, they put together some makeshift locker setup on the second floor of the clubhouse. Sounds okay on paper, until the players found out the new space had no bathrooms either. The LPGA eventually tried to clean it up and promised to do better, but the damage was done. What can I say? Welcome to the wild side of golf, where anything can go embarrassingly wrong. But if missing lockers is embarrassing, let's jump over to Whistling Straits in 2015 and talk about one of the wildest meltdowns you'll ever see on a golf course. John Daly steps up to the par 3 7th hole during the PGA Championship and does something none of us could believe. He sends his ball flying into Lake Michigan, not once, not twice, but 3 straight times, and by the third splash, Daly had officially had enough. So, what does he do? He just launches his club into the water like he's auditioning for the Olympic javelin team. No hesitation, no regrets, just a full-blown Daly moment in all its chaotic glory. The fans were actually cheering like they were watching a fireworks show, and the camera crew, they were probably wondering if they should pan away or zoom in.
Oh, and there goes the club in the water. So John Daly, after sending a few balls into the water, has now sent his club into Lake Michigan.
The commentators were really trying hard not to laugh into their microphones, and as for Daly, he just walked it off like it was any other hole, leaving behind a trail of golf balls, a drowned club, and one embarrassing highlight. Now, you may think that was theatrical, but the Americans at the 2017 Solheim Cup took the drama and turned it up a notch. You know why? Hit the subscribe button to find out. Let's rewind to that weekend in Des Moines, where Saturday's 4-ball season had to finish on Sunday morning due to fading light. American rookie Allison Lee found herself with a putt barely longer than a banana. It was less than 2 feet, and she assumed the Europeans had conceded it. So, what does she do? She picks up the ball, thinking things were all good, but it wasn't. Norwegian veteran Suzann Pedersen didn't say a word. She hadn't actually conceded the putt. And hey, she's not responsible for Allison's assumptions. And just like that, the Americans lost the hole. Allison was devastated and embarrassed at the same time. Even the European team looked like they couldn't believe what just happened. The crowd booed and social media lit up like a Christmas tree. But the drama didn't end there. Europe rode that moment to take a 10-6 lead into the singles. However, the Americans came back like a soap opera twist, winning 8.5 of the final 12 points and snatching the cup by a single point. Still, nobody could stop talking about Allison Lee's embarrassing moment. Of course, there were sportsmanship questions, rule debates, and more frozen expressions on the 18th green. It was golf's version of reality TV. But if that whole mess felt a little unfair to you, wait till you hear what happened to Jane Blac, because this one was downright embarrassing for the LPGA. Back in 1972, Jane Blac was one of the best players on the LPGA Tour. She had 27 career wins and a swing smoother than a jazz solo. But then came the scandal that refused to die. She was accused of improperly marking her ball and tamping down spike marks. Yeah, real technical stuff. But the LPGA wasn't playing around. They fined her $5,000 and slapped her with probation. The tour even went as far as suspending her after other players signed a petition calling her out. Yeah, a literal petition. But here's where it gets interesting. Blac didn't just take the punishment and disappear. She lawyered up. She filed a lawsuit, and in 1974, a court ruled in her favor, saying the LPGA had violated antitrust laws. Yeah, the entire league got taken to court and lost. They were embarrassed by a single player, despite the petitions and the BS that came with it. But Blac didn't just prove her point. She was awarded over $13,000 in damages. And that's not even the end of it, because in her book, she didn't hold back one bit. She pointed fingers at Louise Suggs, one of the LPGA founders, stretching the embarrassment even further. The league got roasted, the players got divided, and the story served as a lesson for years. Because this wasn't just about ball placement, it was about power, reputation, and what happens when a player decides to fight back. But if long legal battles make your head spin, let's talk about something that happened on live TV in 2019 and went viral for all the wrong reasons. I'm talking about Amy Olsen and the mysterious case of backstopping. The scene was Thailand, and Olsen was paired with Aria Jutanogan. Olsen lined up a chip shot just off the green, while Aria's ball still sat behind the pin. Now, most players would ask their partner to mark the ball to avoid any accidental deflection, but Olsen didn't bother. She just went for it, and believe it or not, her ball clipped Aria's ball and stopped dead on the green. Now, here's where things get weird. The two players fist bumped like it was no big deal, but golf Twitter lost its collective mind. People started yelling about backstopping and how players might be bending the rules to help each other out. As usual, the LPGA swooped in like Spider-Man and said no rules were broken. Well, they were wrong. According to Rule 15.3a, both players would have to agree to leave the ball in place for an infraction to occur. But in this case, no such agreement existed. Olsen just played quickly to keep up the pace. Still, that didn't stop fans and analysts from roasting both players like they cheated on live television. It became one of those weird situations where the rulebook said one thing, but the internet said another. The debate raged for weeks. Was it a sneaky strategy or just a bad look? Either way, it was totally embarrassing for Amy Olsen and the LPGA as a whole. Because I mean, how can you not know the rules? But let's move to one golfer who knows the rules but doesn't know where to place the ball. I'm talking about Sebastian Munoz and his magical trash can moment. So, it's the 2021 PGA Championship at Kiowa Island. Munoz is on the 18th tee, just trying to finish his round without blowing up his scorecard. Seems easy enough, but amazingly, his drive goes sideways. And I mean literally sideways. The ball sails off the tee box like a frisbee, veers off onto the fairway, skips past the gallery ropes, and lands with a loud thunk inside a metal trash can. Not beside it, not near it, but right inside it. The broadcast team goes silent for a second, like they're processing what just happened. Then, the slow replay shows the ball bouncing once, twice, then right into the open lid. You couldn't fake writing this stuff even if you wanted to, and as you can imagine, Twitter had a full-blown meltdown. Fans joked that he should take the trash can as a trophy, and honestly, he kind of deserved it. It was the definition of garbage time, and proof that the golf gods actually have a wild, crazy sense of humor. Simply put, no one's safe from golf's embarrassing moments. Not legends, not rookies, not the leagues, and certainly not trash cans. If you enjoyed this video, click to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.